Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of AmericanDreamTrading.com's live futures and education program. We're glad you could be here today. My name is Mark McSee. I'm a moderator here with AmericanDreamTrading.com, which was created by and is owned by and was incorporated by Chad Christian over 4.5 years ago. We call him Coach because he coaches us through the muddy waters of everything trading, whether it's swing trading, day trading, long term investing, dividend reinvesting, covered calls, cash secured puts, retirement investing, you name it. If you can invest in it, Coach educates us on how to do that. And that's why we call him Coach. He coaches us through this and educates us on how to do these things, much like a gymnastic coach was. He takes, right, basically children when they're young, and a coach will take that child and teach them up, teach them techniques, and as they grow and as they learn over the years, they get better and bigger, better, stronger, faster, right? I've said many times a 8-year-old has never won an Olympic gold medal in gymnastics. Why? Because they're not ready to yet, right? They don't have the skills and the maturity needed to accomplish that kind of a goal. And coach does pretty much the same thing with us as traders, right? We start out, if you want to say it, as children, right? We want to do it. We want to try to do it, right? But we don't have the skills necessary when we first start out. And through coach's guidance, he shows us and teaches us techniques. He shares with us the different trading strategies and what to look for, how to do charts, how to read charts, how to use indicators, all the different things that we must use in making an informed choice of getting in and out of trades. So that's why we call him Coach. And we thank him for starting this American Dream Trading.com. If this is your first time here today, please click that subscribe button. Also, click that notification button so that you do not miss any of our broadcasts. And we are live 3 times per day, Monday through Friday. Coach is live from 9 to 11 Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. I'm live here with the Futures Education and Trading program from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time daily. And then we have the Aftermarket Show over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, with our host over there, Dawn. It's a little bit different show than this is. It's a more relaxed, laid back. You can even join the panel there and speak through an open mic. And if you want to, you can turn your camera on and interact with everybody there. She usually has a theme every day that she covers. Generally on Fridays, it's kind of, I think she calls it a free for all kind of thing, freestyle. Anything goes. You can talk about just about anything related to stocks. Sometimes they'll play investment games and different things. But you can go over there also, and she will answer your investing questions as best of her ability. And if you don't want to go live, you can do like you do here, and you can type your questions into your social media chat box there. So with that in mind, if you do have any questions at any time, feel free to type them into your social media platform chat box there, and we'll do our best to try to answer them live as time allows. And we are live on all the major social media networks such as TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, X, Instagram, Kick, Rumble. There's all kinds of them we're on. If it's one of the major ones, we are on it. And upon a conclusion of any of our live broadcast, you can go over to our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, and watch the replay of them. You can do that anytime at your leisure. And then while you're over on our YouTube channel, there's also over 2,000 training videos that you can watch for absolutely free at your leisure. And they are organized over there, so you can dive into that and find the subjects that may interest you and start learning on your own for free, totally free. This is an outreach of AmericanDreamTrading.com. Now, with everything free, right, you're only seeing a tip of the iceberg. Our hope is that you'll like what you see here on our free feeds and then look to step up your education. And if you want to do that, when you're ready to do that, you would head over to our website, which is americandreamtrading.com. First thing you need to do is scroll down about halfway down the page, and you'll see a place where you can join our free Discord. It was free 4 years ago. It was free 3 years ago. It was free 2 years ago. And guess what? It was free last year. And even better, it's free this year. It's always been free, always will be free. You can come and go as you please. By joining our free Discord, you get instant access to our stock lounge where you can interact with other members. You can ask investing stock questions and stuff in there that you may have. You can get in there and kick the tires a little bit, see what we're all about. We even offer you, by joining our free Discord, some additional training materials. There's videos and documents that are not available on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. There's also some discounts in there. If you want to buy a Tesla, you can do that. There's like, I don't know, $1,000 or $2,000 off of a brand new car. You can use the links in there, off of Starlink. There's all kinds of stuff. You can even get a discount for what you see on my screen, which is TradingView. What is TradingView? It's a independent software, charting software. It has nothing to do with American Dream Trading. This is one of the softwares that's probably used worldwide by traders. Right? You can use whatever you want. You can use your broker software. I like TradingView. I pay for it. It's a monthly subscription. I don't make a dime, and neither does American Dream Trading make a dime off of TradingView. It's an independent company, and you can find more details about them at tradingview.com, of course. I should get paid for that. I talk about them every day, don't I? I should get a fee for this. But the reason I talk about it is because I love it so much. It's just visually appealing. There's so much you can do as far as charting with it. There's all kinds of options. There's all the different kinds of indicators and things that you can put on it. It's an amazing piece of software. It is a subscription-based service, and they have, last time I looked, 3 different plans. You can get the basic plan, which is all you really need to start out with. And then they have like an intermediate, and they have their top of the line plan. Now I have the top of the line plan because as a moderator, I'm sharing my screen, and I like to have lots of tabs and stuff open for quick references. I can just click right here and one to the other. Can't really do that as much. You're limited on how much you can do on the base plan, but really all you need to get started is their base plan. If you decide to use TradingView, I would suggest that you start off with your own broker software first. Majority of our members use Webull. Why is that? Is Webull the best one out there? No, I'm not saying that. The best one out there is the one you know how to use. Okay? It doesn't matter what other people think of the one you're using. If you know how to use it and you know the mechanics of using it, how to get in and out of a trade successfully every time, then that one's good enough, right? We use Webull mainly because Coach does, and that's what he shares on his screen. I have it too, also here. The difference is I'm using Webull and I have it linked to my TradingView. So I use the mechanics of executing a trade on TradingView, but my Webull account is linked to this, so I can execute trades here. So in real time, it's actually using my Webull account to execute the trades, but they are connected. And there is a list of brokers that you can connect to TradingView. They're not all there. The big boys aren't there, like Fidelity and Vanguard, those big ones that are standalones. They're not going to be, you won't be able to link them here directly in any way that I'm aware of. I'm sure there's workarounds, but you go to tradingview.com, you'll see a list of all the different brokers. Webull's one of them. For those of you maybe like Trade of 8 and those ones, they're available. So you have to take a look at that to see if your current broker uses it. Do you need to change to Webull? Absolutely not. Again, if you're happy with your broker, stick with them because you know how to use them. There's no reason to reinvent the cart, reinvent what you're doing here. If you're happy with where you're at, continue to use it. I would say probably the second largest group of American Dream Trading members is probably TOS. That's what Charles Schwab, I believe, owns that now. So there's a lot of TOS users in our group. I would say that's the second largest group. But we have people from all over the world, so they use all different kinds of brokers. You use the one that you're familiar with and that you're comfortable using. You do not have to change brokers. But if you're starting out, I would encourage you to maybe take a look at Weeble, because that's what Coach trains on. And you may be able to follow along and understand what he's doing as far as clicking buttons, to enter and exit trades. But that's not necessary. So anyway, we're glad you could be here today. Again, if you have questions, type them into the chat box. We'll take a walk around the block, maybe do some live trading here, do some answering questions. We have currently have 70 people in this room right now, 65 members inside our live Zoom chat. As a paid member, they have access to training up to minimum of 20 hours per week. Matter of fact, we trained for 2 hours before we went live with you. Fine folks out there on all our social media platforms. Membership does have its privileges. They get one-on-one. They can open their mic at any time and ask a question. And if they're a little mic shy, they don't have to talk on their mic. They can have, Zoom also has a feature that has a live chat box, just much like you have on your social media platform. They can type in their questions and comments that way. And a lot of them do that. I've mentioned before, there's a lot of members in here I've never heard talk. And that's fine. I wish they would, but that's up to them, right? If they don't want to talk on a mic, they don't have to. Some people just don't like to talk on a mic, and that's fine. So we provide many ways to communicate within our group. So the main way, there's really only 2 ways we do that, and that is through our Discord. We'll never DM you, send you a text, call you on your phone. We will not send you a WhatsApp or a Telegram or anything. Anything like that are all scammers, 100% scammers. Coach, nor I, or any other moderator, or any other member of American Dream Trading will send you a direct message. If you get a direct message, block them and report them. Report them inside our Discord also, because we will never contact you. We only communicate within our lounges, right? We will never offer to trade your crypto or trade stocks for you. Anybody that offers that type of thing are scammers. Unfortunately, in the days of social media, it's very easy to copy somebody's profile. I've had mine copied many times, as had other moderators. So we do not allow direct messaging for that very reason, because you don't know whether it's really that person or a scammer who's copied a profile. As a matter of fact, as a member of American Dream Trading, I'm not allowed to send a direct message to Ralph. And I've been in here with Ralph for over 2 years. Me and Ralph talk. We're best buds, right? We hang out together. We like to harass, speaking of Dawn, on the aftermarket show. We like to push her buttons and get her wound up. So, but even as much as I like Ralph most of the time, he's okay. I'm not allowed to send Ralph a direct message. In doing so, I would get banned for doing that. That's how much Coach believes in not doing this. And he doesn't allow it from outside forces, nor does he allow it from his paid members. It's to protect each other from scammers. So anytime you would get something like that, I will guarantee you there's no doubt it's 100% a scammer. So you can communicate in our lounges within our Discord, and if you're a paid member, you can communicate through our Zoom. Our paid members have access through our VIP Gold memberships that they get 12 hours of live training through a live Zoom call every day. We start at 4 a.m. training and trading clear through 4 p.m. Eastern time every day, Monday through Friday. So that's 12 hours of training and trading that you can do. It'll fit just about anybody's schedule. And our VIP Gold members also get training on Saturdays. So plenty of time, not to mention all the training and the documents. When you become a member, not only do you get immediate access to your membership level, but you also get access to everything that was ever created before you joined, right? So anything that's there, you can go back and watch at your leisure. And VIP Gold level memberships, everything's recorded and you can go back. So if you miss a class that we have mentorship class, we have just went brain dead. It's Friday. We have gold breakout rooms Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Those are recorded. We have all kinds of different things. We just had one last night. We have the workshop classes the last Thursday of every month. So all these things are recorded, and you can go back and watch them in case you miss them if you weren't able to attend live. We also have over on our Discord, I'll share this with you. May be hard for you to see through whatever device you're looking at, but I'll show it to you anyway. We have a comparison chart that you can look at there. It shows you all the different benefits that we have for our paid members, because membership does have its privileges. Won't apologize for that at all. Our desire is that you like what you see here for free on the lives, and you're welcome to watch for free as long as you want. But our desire is that you'll want to up your education someday and get a better education, deep dive, and increase your learning and understanding, and you'll purchase a membership. That's the whole purpose, right? So right here is a comparison chart that shows you the different benefits and at what membership levels you have access to those things. Can you see that yet? I don't see it showing up yet over on. There's a little bit of a drag here. Oh, I gotta slide that forward. I must have bumped the button. There we go. So anyway, you can screenshot that if you like to take a look at it later, or the easiest thing to do would be to go to AmericanDreamTrading.com and sign up for our free Discord, and you'll find that chart there. And then you can go to our website if you like, AmericanDreamTrading.com, and scroll down about halfway, and you'll see there's a button you can click on for more, and it'll show all the memberships and the prices all on one handy dandy page. So head on over there and take care of that. Again, another thing is that if you are watching for free here, if you're only watching us on YouTube and you don't have a TikTok, following us on TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitch or X or Instagram, whatever ones you like to use, make sure you go over there and sign up for a backup account in case there's an issue. YouTube can go down for whatever reason, just like now. Now, TikTok's knocked down, but we are having, as a company, issues with our restreaming software that our desktop version doesn't work. Coach was on TikTok live this morning, but he had to do it through his cell phones, and that'll be resolved here, hopefully sometime soon. So there we go. See, Miranda's there, and speaking of Dawn, there she is over there posting. And Jesse, good to see everybody here today. Glad you could be here. Well, let's take a quick walk around the block. Let's do this first. Do any of our paid members? Let's do this. Let's do it the proper way. Let's let our paid members greet you by opening up their mics and saying hello if they would. Go ahead, paid members. Hello, hello. See, there's real live people in this room.
We are real.
Anyway, yep. So, any of the paid members, do you have a question you would like to ask at this time? I will give you preference over to ask questions at this time. If you do, raise your hand up and we'll answer your questions. If not, I'll go for a walk around the block here and see what's going on out there in the futures world. If you have a question, write it down. I'll come back to you. So we looked at gold today. I had a nice run on gold early this morning. I also played it last night. Did pretty good on it. Got to be kind of choppy later on in the day, but boy, there's a nice run right there. There was a nice run up after the market opened for a while. A nice run down, nice run up. We make money when the market goes up. We make money when the market goes down. And we make money when the market goes back up. And we even make money when the market goes sideways, such as this. How do you do that? Well, that's what we would call channel trading. That's another skill you would learn here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. It's a whole totally different way of doing it rather than just riding something straight up or straight down. We make money by going up by buying a long position. It's called a long position. If you were in trading stock options, it would be called a call. It's the same thing, same principle, just the lingo is different. Now, we're not trading option contracts. We don't have to deal with the Greeks, right? We don't deal with that degradation of contracts and all that stuff in the Greeks and the theta and the deltas and the gammas and the betas and all the other alphabet soups that's involved in trading a stock option. I love trading stock options. I did it for a long time, but I probably won't ever do it again. I love futures so much. So you go long when you think the price is going up, and then you go short when you think the price is going down. And you rinse and repeat. One of the great things about trading futures is that upon exiting your trade, your cash is instantly settled and you can turn right around and retrade that again immediately. You don't have to wait like you do with stocks or stock options and wait until the next day to trade it. So that's what another feature. So you can trade 1,000 times a day if you want. Where on stocks and stock options, you're limited until you use up all your settled cash. Now that could be a down thing too, because now you could be prone to over trading. So you do have to have discipline in that regard. So yeah, gold did very well today. Matter of fact, it hit a record new high at $3,124.40 around 3 a.m. this morning. It set a couple new records and just kept pushing upwards, right? It's been teasing it the rest of the day, but it hasn't really advanced above that since the New York Stock Exchange opened. But it's onward and upward, right? You never know where it's going to go. Copper is another sector that you can trade. I like trading copper also. I don't know if I trade copper today. I can't remember. I don't think I did. I did do a quick trade on silver. Silver is the psychotic metal, I call it. Anything. Sometimes you can get really good runs out like here where it goes just straight up or straight down. A lot of times it's just bouncing all over the place. So it takes some skill to learn to do that. You can see it was kind of flat for the longest time, but it also set a new 52-week high. Broke out above that $35 level earlier today. As a matter of fact, I need to adjust that line. I need to adjust my 52-week high line to $35.495. There we go. Now my line's back where it should be. And then we also trade oil. I mean, there's others. It's broker dependent on what you can trade. There's the metal sector, the energy sector, currencies, indices, agriculture. If you want to trade dead pigs, you can do that, or cattle, wheat, corn. It's broker dependent. Webull doesn't allow you to trade cocoa or sugar, but other brokers do. So it's all broker dependent on which ones you can trade. There's plenty to trade within Webull. I don't have any issues. There's a couple things I would like to try to trade if I could, that Webull doesn't offer that other brokers do. But then there's things that the other brokers don't trade that Webull allows you. So it's a trade-off. You just have to look and see what those individual brokers allow you to trade and decide which ones you want to go with, right? In addition to what fees they charge and their margin requirements. So they all have their advantages and disadvantages. Again, knowing how to trade the broker's software that you have is key to anything. It doesn't matter the name that's hanging on their shingle, whether it's Webull or whoever, right? It's knowing how to use that software. Not only knowing how to use your desktop software, but you also need to have a backup system. Always have backups to your backups. Just like I keep encouraging you people every day, get a backup feed for American Dream Trading. The ones on TikTok that didn't listen, they can't watch today, not live anyway, right? So, and that's not their fault. That's the fault of the in-between that we feed our stuff to. So it's the same way. You need to be proficient. You have to be able to always be able to get in and always be able to get out of a live trade on your desktop. You also need to be able to get in and out of trades proficiently on your broker's cell phone app. And if you have a tablet, you should be able to use that also. Because what happens if my computer burns up or somebody hits a power pole and knocks my power out to my house? Now what do I do, right? Not only did I probably lose my internet, I lost all my electricity. So now if I was in a trade, I don't know if it's going against me or not. I can't see anything on my screen. So I have my cell phone sitting here right next to me as I do my iPad. I can pick any one of them up in an instant and jump into my existing trade and manage it accordingly. First time that happens to you and you lose thousands of dollars, you'll see how valuable knowing how to do that on your cell phone or tablet is. And I've had that happen maybe 3 times. I now have a UPC unit. I even went a step further that I have a battery backup that all my stuff's plugged into. So it keeps my internet running. It keeps my computers running, my screens. so that I have time to exit out of that before the battery runs dead on it, right? So have a backup to your backups to your backups, right? Know how to use them. It's not any good to have them if you don't know how to use it. And you need to actively trade on your phone. That way you do know how to use it. You need to trade on your tablet so you know how to use it in real time. Worst time to find out you don't know what you're doing is when the power goes out and now you got to grab your backup device and then you're fumbling around and you're losing thousands of dollars in the process. That would be a very painful and expensive mistake by not knowing how to do that. So make sure you do know how to do that. All right. So anyway, there's the euro. I like trading the euro personally. There's different currencies you can trade around the world. The euro is probably my overall favorite. It's also the most widely traded. Yeah, you would have made a lot of serious money by jumping in here this morning, as a matter of fact, right? Even around here, around even 8:30 this morning, that thing went straight up, right? One trade into here, that's 137. What's the euro pay? $6, 6.25. So I get my little handy dandy calculator out here, 6.25 per tick, and there's 137 ticks there. That's $856 you would have made by just having one contract that would have only cost you a few bucks net. Now, yes, you have to have the money in your account, in your margin account, but just in a couple hours, you could have made $800, over $800 per contract. So imagine if you had 5 of them or 10 of them, right? It just multiplies. You could have made $8,000 with 10 contracts, right? So there's always opportunities somewhere, just like in trading stocks or stock options. There's always an opportunity somewhere to make money. So you don't want to have 50 different things loaded up here to try to trade. And then all you're doing is clicking from one to the other and you're not paying attention. As coach advises, you should have, 1 to 5 that you like to trade and stick with those, right? Master them, know how they breathe, know how they react to market news, what they do when the news comes out, whether it's good news, how does it react? If there's bad news, how does it react, right? So by having those things, you can focus on and be more successful overall. I generally have a minimum of 2 from every sector that I like to trade. I like to trade the metals, so I actually have 3 up. I keep gold and copper up at all times. I do have silver, even though I don't trade it as much, but gold is my go-to. It's the first thing I look at when I get up in the morning, and I also look at copper. I also like trading crude oil. That's about my main energy one. Now there is natural gas and those things, also gasoline. Those are fun to trade also, but I don't usually have them up. I usually have crude oil up. I always have the euro up because I like trading that currency. Once in a blue moon, I may trade the British pound or the yen, but not very often. And my go-to is the euro because it's obviously one of the. And then I'll have all 3 indices up. I'll have the S&P 500, which would be the same thing as SPY on the stock options. I have the NASDAQ up, which is the same thing as the Qs in the stock world. And then I don't presently have it up, but I also have the Russell, which is RTY. I have that up, which is the same thing as the IWM in the stock market option world. Again, remember, futures are the parent. The stock options are the children. So the Russell 2000 RTY is the father of IWM. IWM's the child, right? So everything comes off of this, right? Russell 2000 is the top 2,000 small caps. Of course, the NASDAQ is the 100 basically tech stocks. It's not 100% tech, but for all essential purposes, it is. All the big tech stocks are in there. And then, of course, the S&P 500 is your top 500 corporations, and they're listed there. So, and the volatilities vary between what they're invested in. Of course, the tech world, things are more volatile, right? And so the NASDAQ tends to move more violently, right? There's a risk or reward. You can make a lot more money, but you can also lose a lot more money than you would trading SPY. But they're all at any given point can be crazy, right? So pick a few that you like, get to learn them, chart them out, and start playing around with them. Today we had the PCE news came out at 8:30 this morning, and the market reacted like you would expect the market to react, right? There's 8:30 at here. Right there. As you can see, there was a knee-jerk reaction initially over here, and the market pulled back, and then they was trying to figure out, digest the news, which was kind of, It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good in a way. It was kind of a flat kind of thing. In other words, they ended up finally interpreting the news was PCE, which is a uh, what consumers uh, how we spend our monies, right? It's a inflationary in number. So the feds look at that PCE number and they put a lot of weight on that. So things didn't improve. So I assume that's how the market interpreted it. Yeah, the numbers were okay, but they didn't get better, right? So in other words, it's kind of stale right now, right? So what's that start? That starts worries of stagflation, right? That you know prices are going up without you know other things coming down. So eventually they decided, you know, that isn't that great of news, and the markets dropped after that. And they've been in a downtrend, as you can see here on this chart. You don't have to be an experienced trader to understand that the markets went down today, right? Very nice. I did very well, as did a lot of our members today, trading the downtrend in the indices today. So much fun was had by all. This is probably the trading doesn't get any easier than that. Bought a short and stayed in it clear down to here till my gold level. And I was done trading down here. Other members continued to trade even further, and they may still be in these trades. So they're still making money. As a matter of fact, it probably just by glancing at this, had I stayed in the trade, I probably would have doubled my money. But I got out here. I mean, I had stuff to do too, right? Sometimes you just call it a day, right? So as you can see, well, I can measure this and let's see what this is. Let me shrink this up a little bit. From here to there, I got in around up here, and I got out down here. That's 254 ticks, and now it's down almost 400. It's almost doubled. It's almost went down as far as it did initially at the beginning of the day. So yes, I could almost doubled what I made today had I stayed in the trade, but I don't because I'm good with what I got. Right? There's always more money left on the table, so don't ever get that FOMO. Yeah, I can look at that and say, "Oh my gosh, imagine if I stayed in that all day, how much money I'd have in my bank account today." Right? You can do that to yourself every day, but why? Right? Anyway, let's go back up here. Let's take a quick look up here at the YouTubes and see what questions, if any, they have. Again, if you have questions, feel free to type them into your chat box. I've been watching this channel for a few weeks, and I heard Coach mention there's no real money trading during the learning phase. So how long do people normally take to learn? Well, that's a great question. That's probably one of the best questions this week, and I'm not blowing smoke up your know what, right? Yes, Coach does say that. I say it every day, the same thing. How do you learn to do day trading? How do you learn to trade futures or stocks or stock options? As far as that goes, anything. There's a difference between us and other people out there that you find on the interwebs, right? You have people that are call out groups and they say, buy XYZ now, sell XYZ now, right? Do those work? Yeah, you might get lucky once in a while, right? You maybe make some money off that every day. What happens when that person goes away or they don't show up one day? Now what do you do? What do I buy? What do I sell? I don't know what to do, right? The difference with American Dream Trading, we are not a call out group. We are an educational and training group. We want to educate you and train you so that you develop a skill over time so that you can make your own decisions. I can look here. Do I want to trade the NASDAQ? Well, oh, yeah, I do. Or no, I don't, right? We want to educate you, give you a skill that nobody will ever be able to take away from you. I've said it before. If Coach shuts it down right now, I will still be able to do this for the rest of my life. Been doing this full time for 2 years. This is how I pay my bills, keep a roof over my head, right? So we want you to develop a skill. We don't tell you when to buy or when to sell. You learn to do that on your own. Is the general principle how to do that hard? Not really. Once you learn how to do it, right? It's learning how to do it that takes time, takes education, takes experience, right? Anything worth learning is not easy. And it is not easy because the statistics prove that it's not easy. 95% of people that go into trading fail in their first 1 to 2 years. And why is that? Well, a lot of it is they're trying to do it on their own, right? They don't have a mentor. They don't have a place you can go to actually get training and learn and ask questions, right? them call out groups, if you ask them a question, they're not going to answer it, right? They're just sitting there shouting out things, right? So you're not developing a skill. Well, with this, after over time, you'll be able to do this on your own. You know, do I want American Dream Trading to go away? No, because I learn something new every day. I'm always adding to my knowledge base. I'm always learning new things every day. Not only do I learn it from coach, I learn it from other moderators. I learn it from other members. I can learn new things from somebody who just joined today. Why? Because they'll ask me a question I don't know the answer to, and I got to go find it, right? Um, so I learn things from everybody in every different avenues. I learn things by listening to other people. I learn it by watching videos. I learn it by reading, right? We try to provide all the different formats of learning because everybody learns different ways. So for me to tell you, Juan, how long will it take you, I can't tell you that. I don't know how fast you pick up things. You may hear something for the one time and bam, it's in your memory. You know how to do it, right? There's people like that. I may have to hear it 5 times. I may have to hear it 100 times, right? It's up to the individual, right? It's how much time and effort you want to put into it also. There's sweat equity involved, just like learning anything else. You know, you can learn to play the guitar. Is it easy to make the guitar make noise? Yep. All you do is pick it up and run your fingers across the string and it'll make noise. Does that make you a guitar player? Are you ready to go out on tour? Absolutely not, right? I don't think anybody would pay to hear somebody play a guitar that they just picked up off for the first time. But it takes time, and if you put the effort into it, you put the sweat equity into it, you take the time in studying and listening to those that teach you how to play a guitar, right? I mean, I learned how to play guitar without an official um, music teacher. I learned through YouTube, but I found one person that I really enjoyed. It spoke to me, and I spoke in a way that I understood what he was talking about. I listened to a lot of people that were probably excellent teachers, but the way that they talked to me through their videos really didn't help me to learn. And eventually I found one person and I latched on it like, oh, I can understand everything he's saying. It was the way he said it, right? He wasn't really saying anything different. It's how he presented the material, right? So Coach spoke to me when I saw him on YouTube through a friend, a member that recommended me. I watched him. I knew the first day I liked him. So I watched for a couple of days, and after that, I bought a lifetime membership. I'm like, I like this guy. I like his style. I like the way he communicates seemingly complicated and hard to understand things in a format that I could understand him. And that's what drew me to Coach. And now look at me, I'm a moderator. I've been here full time for over 2 years. I'm actually, starting my third year with American Dream Trading. January started my third year, right? So a lot of traders that fail, that 95%, 90 to 95%, depending what study you read, a lot of that is because people try and do it on their own. Day trading is a lonely thing to do by yourself. We have a strong community here with experienced people, trainers. People are able to communicate and answer questions. All the training materials we have Coach first and foremost that takes these principles and teaches us how to do these things. And that will hopefully, if you will embrace everything that he says, right? Take notes and all that, you'll hopefully be successful some period down the road. Can't tell you when that would be, but you got to show up, right? So I can't tell you how long it will take you. Just put in the time, right? And when you're done watching us for free, go ahead and head over and check out one of our memberships. You can go and grab our free Discord. If you haven't taken a step to grab our free Discord, you're missing out on stuff right there. It's free for you. You can leave the Discord anytime you want. And you do is click one button and it throws you out of the Discord. You're no longer a member. So I encourage you to do that at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Head on over. John, you got your hand raised up. Comment, question.
Hey, Mark, thank you for taking my call here. I just got a quick question. I know you guys mentioned about the just looking at your screen there, you have initial margin, the 16 and change, and then you have the maintenance margin, 14.6.
Yep.
Explain to me. So, like, if you were to do one S&P mini, how does it all kind of correspond, just so I have a better understanding?
Yeah. Well, during the day, to do one E-mini, which is the big boy version, right? You got to have more money to do it. During the day, it would cost me $963.60 to trade one contract. Now,
Okay.
If I buy that contract at night, I have to have $16,060 in my account to purchase one contract.
Okay, I
Okay.
understand that.
So if I bought during the day and I decide to hold it overnight or over the weekend, the maintenance margin is what I have to actually, I believe, you have to have in your account. So some brokers don't even use that word at maintenance margin. They just have the intraday margin and the initial margin. Weeble has this, and it does confuse people. Essentially, that's telling you that's what you have to have in your account to hold it overnight if you decide to swing trade. So
Okay, so the maintenance just refers to overnight. Okay,
yeah, if you already are in the position, right?
okay,
If you enter a position and the 6 o'clock on hour, then yeah, you got to have the initial. So I would just
okay.
always use that as a rule.
Okay, I would need then over 14,000 if I had one mini for overnight,
Correct.
correct?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Thank
Yep.
you so much.
Yes, and for those of you who whatever broker you're using, your broker will have a website that will explain those things. Yeah, and a lot of I've looked at different brokers over time here, and a lot of them don't even have that listing of a maintenance margin. They just have the day margin and the initial margin. So it varies by broker. So um, yeah, Juan. And how do I guess I really didn't answer your question. How do about live trading, about not putting money in your account? We don't want you to even fund a live account. Do not bring money in here, never doing this before. Whether you want to join the futures or you want to trade stocks and stock options or crypto, whatever it is. We have memberships for all that, right? We don't even bring a dime with you. I mean, if you're going to get the membership, get the membership. If you want to watch for free, continue to do so. You're welcome to do that. I don't make a dollar if you buy a membership, right? And by the way, remind me about memberships. We have a special offer for those listening today. Yeah, we want you to come in and listen. We really do. We want you to come in and listen, take notes, listen, take notes, listen, take notes. When it starts to make a little bit sense to you and you want clarification on something, just like the caller here just had. He's not a caller. John's one of our members. But you can open your mic and you can ask a question, right? Hey, well, I've been reading about this, but what does this mean? Just like he did. What does that mean? Right? Just them little things. Instant access, right? All you had to do was he just raised his hand and I called on him. I seen his hand up, right? He could have typed it into the chat also. So um no, Charles, Richards is coming the second Thursday of April. What you heard on during the live today was not correct. You didn't hear that from me, but yes, he'll be here the second Thursday in April. Um, so yes, you don't bring any money. Why do we tell you not to bring any money? We want you to get educated first. If you come in and fund an account, you may listen for 4 days and think, "Oh, I understand this now. I'm going to jump in there and start trading. Heck with this. I ain't waiting any longer." Right? And then you go in there and you blow up your account. You wonder what happened. Right? First thing is to learn, to listen and learn, take notes, ask questions, and rinse and repeat. If that takes you 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, 6 decades, whatever, however long it takes you, we all have different ways of learning, right? Then the next logical step would be to start paper trading, which is what you see on my account. This is a paper trading account. This is how I trade my real money, but what you see on my screen is a paper trading account, right? I show you guys every day. I can go in here, since this is not real money, I can come in here and just click buy and lose money off the bat just to teach you something, right? To teach you a principle, show you something. But by paper trading using your broker software, whether you're using Weeble or TOS or whatever broker you want to think of, that's the purpose of paper trading, is to teach you how to use your broker software. How do I enter a trade? How do I exit a trade? What are the other ways for me to enter a trade? If I look right here on TradingView, I can enter a trade this way by using, right? I can do a buy here. I can do a short here. So if I want to go short, if I want to go long, I can get my stop losses all programmed in there, and I can buy and sell this way. That's one way. I can come in here and the DOM, right, depth of market. Some people love using this price ladder to do it. I don't. I just have never. I know how to use it. I know what it means. I can click right here, and it will place my order at that amount or the best price, and I can buy there, right? If I want to wait down lower, I can do that. There's all kinds of different options I have, right? Some people love trading that way. Some like using just a button where you get in, one button in. Yep, right there I am. I'm in. One button, click, I'm out. right? I can come over here and do that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's at least 4, and then you can 5. And there's another even down here. You can come down here and manage your trades, right? So there's all kinds of different ways. You need to know how to do all of those. I don't trade. I don't use the price ladder myself, but a lot of people love trading that way. It's actually, if I take the time to learn it and actually do it, I might fall in love with it. I just lazy. I just never done it because I love doing it the other ways that are available to me, whether it's using these buttons or using these buttons down here, right? One click, bing bang, I'm done. I'm in the trade. So that's just my style of trading. Not saying that's yours. So that's what this is for. It's not to say, well, I got $1 million account here. I can trade for free with fake money and say, oh, look at me. I made $20,000 today. Well, it's fake money, right? To start with, who cares? The idea of paper trading is to learn how to enter a trade, how to exit a trade of your broker software. How do I draw lines on my chart? How do I put indicators on my chart? How do I read this? What does that mean? How does this thing work? How do I customize it to my liking, right? The chart you see here, I can assure you, if I go pull 20 people at random and say, let me see your chart, theirs is going to look slightly different than mine because they have things on their chart that they like to see, right? You'll get people who have 1,000 different indicators on their chart. I don't care to have all that, right? I have coaches indicators and I have this little supplemental indicator that's not related to American Dream Trading that somebody else wrote that I like to use just because it shows up there and shows me the major indices in the futures market. I don't use this if I was trading stock or stock options because I don't really care, right? When the London market opened, right, and where it was at. But it does help me by trading futures. Again, just a personal preference thing. I can shut it off. All you gotta do is go over here, right, and I can go like that, click that eyeball, and it's off there. I try to keep my charts as far as indicators simple. I don't want a whole bunch of things on there. Personal preference. Again, you can put 1,000 things on there. The more you put on your chart, the more likely you are to get analysis paralysis. You're trying to interpret all the information. You really don't need that. Try to keep it as simple as possible. You'll be further ahead, not as confused. So, but we are here, and our main goal is to educate you and help you develop a skill that you can do this on your own, right? We'll never tell you when to buy or sell. So check it out. Okay. You know, speaking of memberships, today, while you're watching, we have our futures membership with our 25% off again. Okay. Only during this live broadcast between 2 and 4, you can get this futures membership 25% off. And that includes even our members that want to add the futures membership to their toolbox. You must use promo code MARK at the checkout. All right, MARK. Okay, MARK, not MARC. It won't work. When you go to our website, AmericanDreamTrading.com, and you click on our memberships, you'll see those there. We also have the VIP Gold. If you buy the VIP for 6 months, you'll get 6 months of the VIP Gold add-on. Those two together provide the most overall training that you can get. Okay, those will provide you that 12 hours a day of training. The futures, we provide 20, right? And the reason we do that presently is because most of the people coming in here already have that base of training in stocks and stock options. Not all of them. Some come straight in here, and we welcome them with open arms, just the same as we would anybody else. So go to AmericanDreamTrading.com, scroll down about halfway down our landing page. You'll see our memberships. You can click the More button. And when you go and click on, if you're going to do the futures today, at the checkout page where you enter your credit card information and all that jazz, you'll see the stereotypical discount code box there, enter the word MARK. Make sure you click apply. As soon as you click apply, you'll see it take that 25% off your first payment. So if you pay for the year, you'll get 25% off the entire year, which would be the most economical, correct? And if you pay for 6 months, you'll get 25% off your first 6 months, and then the second 6 months will renew at the normal price. And if you do it quarterly, your first quarterly payment would be 25% off, and the other 3 would be at the normal price. And if you choose just to pay monthly, you would get 25% off your first monthly payment. The other 11 would renew at their normal rate. So head on over to AmericanDreamTrading.com and sign up now. No time like the present. Even without the 25% off, it's a good value for the money. But if you get 25% off, why not? Again, you must use my name, Mark, M-A-R-K, at the checkout and make sure you click apply. All right. So that's how you do that. And speaking of memberships, let me give you a good overview. We have this, I call it an infomercial. Whether I should call it that or not, I don't know, but I do anyway. It's about a 5-minute video where Coach is explaining all the different memberships that we have that you can take a look at. And we'll let him do that for you. And while this plays, I want to remind our paid members in our Zoom room that you will not be able to see nor hear the video or the audio of this video. So please keep your mics muted until I let you know this video is done playing. Understand? Thank you. Let's let Coach tell you more about AmericanDreamTrading.com.
So if you guys are interested in joining us, head on over to AmericanDreamTrading.com. You guys can sign up for a free Discord or one of our paid membership. Our first paid membership that we have is our regular premium membership. With that, you guys will get access to our Zoom. Inside of our Zoom, you will have a live open microphone. You will get live training and trading starting at around 8:45 until market close every day at 4 p.m. when the market is open. You guys will also receive the hot stock pick, the pre-market setup where we go over strategic levels of certain key different stocks throughout the day you can use, and also at the opening of the bell. As a regular paid member, you will also get the IPO Center. So any new and exciting IPOs that come out, you will get them first. Plus all the videos on demand. We have around 11 videos to help you get started on your journey with us here at American Dream Trading. They'll go over things like day trading, swing trading, covered calls, cash secured puts, the wheel option strategy, our 2-minute EWO strategy that I have designed and developed from being in the stock market over 33 years. When you're ready to step it up, you can join our VIP membership. By the way, the premium membership starts at $200 a month. The VIP membership starts at $500 a month. With the VIP membership, you guys will get access to early training and trading starting at 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's 12 hours of access to us with some of our self-made millionaires, mentors. And then you'll get training with me starting around 8 o'clock every single day. You guys will get the VIP lounge, all the workshop classes. We put on a workshop class once per month. You will get all of the previous workshop classes and any future workshop classes as long as you're a paid member. You'll also get all the VIP training videos. We have over 50 beginner and advanced videos to help your journey. We also have the TradingView indicators. These are an overlay indicator system that goes on top of TradingView. It will require a subscription, which is about $15 a month. This is my 2-minute EWO strategy. You guys can use this with stock, options, futures, and crypto. If you're a VIP member and you want to step it up to our highest level that we have right now, which is VIP Gold, you can do that for an additional $250 a month. Now, with all of our services, you can buy monthly, quarterly, semi-quarterly, or annual, and sometimes we have lifetime deals on these, so make sure you guys are watching for deals. With the VIP Gold, you guys are going to get all the mastermind classes for free, and we have another one coming up. I will let you know when that is coming. You'll also get 1 hour of tech support where we can remote in and look at your systems and help you get set up with your charts, etc. This is not a one-on-one, but this is to help you get started if you need it. We also have weekend training every Saturday at 11 a.m. If you guys have busy lives and schedules and your jobs, right, are always in the way of you trying to get training, well, we have weekend training. We also have the VIP Gold Lounge access, the VIP Gold Priority Help Desk support. We have our news service where we're giving daily and weekly outlooks of the news. We also have breakout rooms every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. with our other self-made millionaires and mentors, so make sure you guys check that out. Everything inside of the VIP room is recorded, so all of these sessions are recorded for you, including all the training that I had mentioned before. You can catch all of this in the replays only for VIP Gold members, so if you have busy lives, everything is recorded for you. Of course, we have other things inside of the VIP Gold, like the 90-day 30-day challenge, the debt-free challenge where we're helping you to become debt-free, and our brand new in beta live Apple chat where you guys can watch one of our moderators, David over there, live trade Apple with the 2-minute EWO strategy that I have designed and developed. He has made currently at this time as of December 2024, he is over $320,000 in profits that he has made using this strategy over the last 2 years. We also have our brand new futures membership. You guys will start getting training for futures from noon to 4 p.m. every day, and all the training videos, terminology, everything you need to get started in futures with our futures membership. With the futures membership, you guys also get the trading view indicators. So those are only available to VIP and futures members. Some of our a la carte services you guys can get. You can get a one-on-one with a moderator. We have all of our training videos like the mastermind classes, how to grow a small account part 1 and 2 when it's released, but you guys can buy those from our website. You guys can also get inside of our mentorship program. Our mentorship program is $500 a month. You will sit with me every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern for an hour in a small, intimate group where we can go over larger items or just get you kickstarted, right? Can be IRAs, 401ks, SEP, anything you guys want to talk about, swing trading, day trading, right? Anything that you guys want to get inside of that room. It's just like having a one-on-one with me every single week. And again, those are all of our products and services you guys can get at any time by going to AmericanDreamTrading.com.
There you go. There's a little bit about AmericanDreamTrading.com. Head over there now. Once again, in case you just joined us, we are offering a 25% off all futures memberships. Depending, when I say all, we only have one method of payment. Whether you want to pay annually, semi-annually, quarterly, or monthly, you will take 25% off your first payment. Again, if you pay one annual payment, you get 25% off for the whole year. Obviously, the best value overall, but you can do it monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. Comes off on there altogether. So check it out. You must use my name, Mark, M-A-R-K, at checkout. That's your checkout code. When you enter that and click apply, you will see it will automatically deduct that 25% and give you the current price. So go over there and check it out today. Act now. That is effective through this broadcast. And that is applicable for those you watch free. It's also applicable to our current American Dream Trading members that don't currently hold the membership. All right, let's do some trading here. All right, I'll show you how. Again, this is a paper account, so whatever money I make or lose is not real money. Okay, but I treat it as such. Right, I'm not going to come in here and lose money on purpose. My goal, I don't like to lose. I don't care if it is fake money. Right, but this is how you train. Right. So I just have to decide, and I can decide pretty quickly whether I want to enter or exit a trade at any time. So what I'll do is I'll just take a look around. Now, you hear us say it every day, well, the metals markets don't have much volume. We are now entering the power hour, which starts at 3 o'clock hour. Power hour simply means this is the last hour of the main trading day, the New York session, and people tend to exit positions, and today is options, what we call Options Friday. People are trying to get out of their options contract, take their profits, take their ball, and go home for the weekend. They don't want to hold over the weekend because anything can happen. A plane can fall out of the sky. Some world leader can open their mouth and say something that could affect their trade, right? So a lot of people exit their trades at least by Friday. Generally, they will do it at the end of any given day. They can, right? Just like they can do it during the day. You don't know when. But typically Fridays, you see a little bit more volatility. Not always. It hasn't really been that bad here the last month. But that's why Coach talks about one of his rules, do not trade during the power hour, especially the last 10 minutes of the day or the very beginning of the day, right? It's the most volatile time of trading. And you've seen us do that many times, me trade them live. I don't even trade live at this time. Well, number one, I'm with you guys now, but I never did previously before hosting this program either. I'm not going to risk my account on that amount of volatility when it's not necessary. I can trade times that are less volatile during the day with a lot less risk. right? So why do I want to put my family's money up against that, right? There's no real reason to do it. There's thousands of things you can trade, thousands of times during the day you can trade. So why put myself through that, right? I will demonstrate anyway, because that's what we do here, right? So I'm just going to take a quick look here. Let me reset my chart here. Would I jump into this silver trade right now? Let me pop this up real quick here. I like trading silver. It's very volatile. You got to kind of really watch what you're doing trading silver. You can get your face ripped off real fast. All right, so I entered this real quick. I'm a little late to the game here. Generally, I follow the break and hold strategy. The break and hold meaning it breaks and holds above the 9 EMA, which is my little sky blue line here. So I'm already late to this trade. My entry would have been down here, and look, it's gone up so far. Now, could I enter this trade up here late to the game? Well, yeah, if I wanted to. It just now broke through another level. I do have one up here that it must need to break through. Plus, even though I don't have a line there, I can see these candles all kind of peaked out about right where this candle is going to touch at. So if I would jump in this trade right now, it probably would not work out all that great for me, okay? Because I can see visually right here where they like to peak. I got a level here. I've already missed a nice run here. So if I enter this trade, it's going to be a tough trade. I'm going to really have to be diligent about getting in. So now I'm in, right? It's already moved back. Now I'm up $125. I know I'm approaching this other level, and I'll get in out of this trade as soon as I see green. Right there, 375, I took it. Bam! Pow! Money in the bank, right? That quick. And that's how fast I did that. Did that impress you? Well, it wasn't real money anyway, but I get excited when I get excited trading fake money. I really do, right? It is. It's like a video game almost, right? Now it's going to break through my other level. Would I enter silver's trade here? This is just 5 contracts of silver. This is not a big deal here. Yes, I will re-enter this trade here if, because I've exited the trade already, I want to see it break and hold above here. So I'm going to give up some profit waiting for this candle to come up here and stop and another candle start to form on top, much like this one did here. Now, it's not quite as perfect as you would like to see, but there's a good chance this could reject and pull back here because this is a level, right? You can see where all these other candles, they stopped going when they were going up. They also bounced off it coming down. So I already know, and I have this line on my chart for a reason anyway. In fact, that's an old line. I don't even know why it's that color. I probably demonstrated something. And look what it did. It's respecting this level because other traders know this is where it was bought and sold at before. So if I'm going to enter this, I'm going to wait for this candle to, number one, stay up here and another candle start to form up on top of it. I ideally would like to see it sitting on the shoulder of the next candle. Like here, you can see it in the inverse of it down here. There's one candle and there's your thing here. So I sit here and wait. Yeah, if I was wanting to really trade silver all that bad, right? So this one, if you want to argue that it broke through, you could, I guess. I mean, that's pushing the definition there. Kind of wicked through it. That's about it, right? So now what is going to stop me from coming up? Well, your indicators. I have my 2 strongest indicators up here. I have VWAP and the 200 MA. I also have some little minor, not all that strong levels here where these things peaked earlier today, about halfway up. So knowing those things by just taking a quick peek behind me in the rearview mirror, what's already happened, could I jump in this trade now? Yeah, I can, right? And I can probably make some money on it. Let me get my silver L2 up here. I can see I got a big order down here to buy at 34,805, which means that would be clear down here. I'd want to pull back to that, act as a magnet. The upside, I got some 880s, which is up here, which is about right where I said those were at. Look at that. Imagine that. Then people know where that's at. So would I jump in this trade? I can, but it's going to be a risky one. I probably can lose if I'm not very careful here. There's my stop. You always trade with a stop. Never enter a trade without a stop in there, right? And silver is it'll rip your guts out sometimes. So I'm just hoping just to break above this because I have this mess over here that I'm going to deal with. How did I know that was there? Well, I just looked at my L2. I can see where those orders were stacked up right there. There's one order here larger than the rest overall, right? Doesn't matter what the number is. There's 32. And why I'm talking, should never talk and trade at the same time, which is another reason that I use paper trading. I'm not going to do it with real money, but I will guarantee you once this turns green, I'm going to take whatever profit that says, because I know I'm about ready to run out of a possible pullback area here, and it may break through that again. And then if it does, I will see what it does. Will I hold this longer? Now, you see how slow this is moving? This is another reason that I don't trade metals in the late afternoons, because the volume drops off. Even though it's moving, it's not moving a lot. The longer something sits there and doesn't move, the more nervous investors get, day traders get. And they'll want to say, well, it ain't going to go any higher. I'm just going to go ahead and sell it, right? And that'll go against you in a hurry. This is sitting here in that very same scenario. And people are sitting here and nobody's really pushing it up because there's a lack of volume. How do I know there's a lack of volume? Well, I can look down here, but I generally just watch my L2. If these numbers ain't spinning around, then I'm not making money. There's not volume, I mean. So as soon as this thing goes from 0 to green, in which it's gyrating back and forth because of the lack of volume, I'm going to take it. But 880 is a good strong point up here that where it'll probably stop. Now I'm down $375, right? Because it's not moving. People are getting antsy. Am I going to jump out yet? No. Will I move my stop up? I might want to tighten it up just because of the fact that it's sitting there too long. Limit my downside. Again, let me change this so you can see it. Hopefully it doesn't go up while I'm in the... what did I do there? I popped that out, didn't I? Now what do I do? I've never done that before. Let me close that. Get that out of the road. Did I just mess up my whole thing here? I probably did, didn't I? I'll manage it this way. I just messed up my screen. I never did that before. I don't even know how to fix that. I'll close it and reopen it. I'm not going to do it during an active trade.
You should be able to just go down to the bottom and hit trade again. Should pop back up.
Yeah, I don't even have that screen down here. I'll reload it here in a minute. As soon as I get out of this trade, I'll make money. It's not going to affect my ability to get out of this trade. So as soon as this turns green, I'm going to grab the profit. Yeah, I never did that before.
Double click on your pane on your window.
Okay.
Just anywhere on your chart.
We'll see here. I know if I close the tab and reopen it without saving.
Go all the way down to the bottom. You see that lighter gray all the way at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's your pane.
Oh.
You can pull that out.
I will. I'm going to see if this is going to pop green before I go playing with anything because it's not affecting my trade right at the moment. Yeah, that's kind of strange. See, you get to experience new things all the time around here by just hanging out with us here at AmericanDreamTrading.com. Right now, I'm at 0. I'm not losing. There's 125. I'm taking it. I ain't playing around. There you go. So I just made what? $600, $500 in the last few seconds. All right. Don't know. Well, just let me close this silver pane. I can reload it. Reload tab without saving. Reload without saving. That should reopen silver or a tab. And right there it is. Ta-da! I'm a genius. Are you not amazed? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
All right. So I just made however much money, fake money, doing that. Am I going to continue here to trade this silver? Not now, because I already know what's here. I would have to sit here and wait for this. I can draw a temporary line here, just kind of give you a visual, right? I've seen this mess when I scroll backwards a little bit. If it breaks and holds above that, I can continue to do the same thing. Or I can go find something maybe that has a little bit more volume. Well, the metal sector obviously doesn't at this time of the day, as I say every day. Neither does the energy sector, right? Oil and those type of things. People just don't have that much volume into it. But really about the only thing that moves consistently day in and day out is your indices, such as ES, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and the Russell 2000, and the Dow, which I don't have that up there. I don't trade the Dow. I keep saying that, and I haven't done it yet. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that up there so it stays up there on my screen tonight so I remember to chart it tomorrow, if I haven't already. Can't remember. There's the Dow Jones Industrials, the top 30s, right? It's your 30 big boys right there. That's your old tried and true go-to everyday kind of stocks, right? When you hear the news, oh, the Dow dropped 100 points today, right? And now here, will I enter this trade? Well, I can, right? It is power hour. You got to be careful. what was my criteria for entering this trade. If it goes up above here where it was at, if it reverses course and goes up here, if it breaks and holds above this, I will enter. Why do I say break and hold? I got these candles that peaked right here. As you can see, these over here came down and touched that level, right? And then I got this little mess up here. So it's kind of a tight window, but I can still make money in that process. That's to the upside. Plan B is if I play it to the downside. Where would I play it to the downside? Well, I want to see it below my indicators, which this is a perfect setup because they're all scrunched together. So it doesn't have far to go either up or down for me to play either up or down. So I can short this. If this pulls, breaks, and holds below this line here, I can get into this trade to the downside. If this thing decides to pop and go up, then I can play it to the upside. So this one here doesn't have to have as much energy to get it to enter a trade. Maybe, unless it just sits there flat the rest of the day. You never know. As you can see, it's very consolidated here. It's a very tight channel. It's not really going up and down all that much. So I may be able to, again, volume's kind of low right now. A lot of people probably have already exited the markets. But I can still, if I like what I see, and I do because of this right here, just the way the indicators are crammed, but I'm still going to keep my same criteria. There's the 9. Is it going to break and hold above the 9? I don't know. I have to see, right? I got my stop losses already pre-programmed. I can sit here and wait patiently, right? Maybe like watching the paint dry sometimes, and it is part of day trading or being a scalper or whatever trade strategy you use isn't always full of excitement. Sometimes it's just waiting patiently for the trade to set up so that you get a better entry and a stronger trade out of it. So I'm essentially, I guess what I'm saying here, by the time this candle's done playing around, if it stays up here and stays above the break and the next one forms the hold, it'll be pretty much right here where these candles are at anyway. But it's very weak right now, so they don't know what they're going to do. So this ain't looking too good either. That can all change in a minute. So we'll sit here and see if it goes to the downside. I can come over here and look. I can see 56.25. Where's that located at? That's right here. I can draw a fake line, a temporary line right there. Why did I say that number? Well, I'm looking at my L2 order book. There's a huge order over here at 56.25, which is not that far down. That's basically one candle that it wants to pull to. Sometimes now it's 26, and now they're already changing it. Now it's already moved up $1, so now it's here. When you get these super large orders that are more, and the number doesn't matter, it's just that you want to find what we would call the wall. The orders that are larger than its comparative ones that you can see visually here. So that one's already been changed. So I seen it was like 100 and something. These other ones are only in the 60s. Tends to act as a magnet to pull towards it, either down or on the bid ask side towards up in price. But you can see this is like watching paint dry. I need a hit. I'm like a crack addict. I need to hit, right? So I'm going to go find something. If there is anything, sometimes it's just, you just shut her down and walk away for the day, right? I did very well today. There's no reason for me to even enter a trade in real life, but I'm not trading in real life. I'm trading with paper money. I'm using a simulated account, trading real fake money in real time. It's going to execute my trade basically like it would if I was using real money. Here's the NASDAQ and Q. Would I enter this trade? Well, I won't enter it to the upside. Why? Well, I got the second strongest indicator there is, the 200 MA right there. Where's VWAP at? VWAP's way up there. So I don't care. This is the number one strongest indicator. I don't care about that. I care about it, but it's so far away, it's not going to be an issue until if this thing would shoot to the moon, right? But what I do have to deal with is this 200 moving average, which is a long trend of the price. So it's right there where it's at. So basically, this is telling me, well, it's at the average price that people want to pay, right, over the last 200 minutes, right, in this case. It's 200 candles, but I'm on a 1 minute.
Posted some numbers in chat as to what happens when you, as Coach says, diddle in the middle.
Correct.
In scenarios like this.
Right. And as you can see, it is channeling. It's flat, right? And we actually have a regression channel here, which you may not be able to see at home because I took the coloring out of it. It is dead in the middle, right? But I can still make some money off this, right? As a scalper, I can play this right now if it goes to the downside, right? And come over here and click this, right? Put my stop loss in. If this breaks and holds this next candle forms and it's down here, I'm able to grab a few bucks, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to get suckered into this thing moving around. I want to see another candle form here, right? Blow this up so you can see it a little bit better. A little bit bigger. So if this executes, I can click this button and I can enter a trade to the downside. I still have 18 seconds before it does that. Now, what do I see by looking backwards? I can see right here, see how these candles peak? If I would happen to draw a line there like this, right? I can see, look how these stop there, right? They're all pretty much, they know it's there, right? So I'm just going to leave that line there for now. But I still will enter this trade. If it goes down below that one, that'll be my confirmation candle to the downside. It's probably going to be short-lived. I should actually wait for this one to go way down before I enter it. Can I make a quick trade on it? Once that 24, all right? Yeah, I got in a little late there, but that's what happens when you talk. So again,
5-tick move on it.
yeah, right there was up $45 temporarily, and I'm up 15. Now I'm down 30. But see, I got to stop here to prevent me from getting wiped out, right? But I can jump in here and click this. Now, is every time I enter a trade, do I end up green? Absolutely not. I end up with red trades, in other words, losing trades every single day. I just try to limit how many of those I do in a day, right? I try to come out green every day. Nothing makes me more in a foul mood to have a red day, so I try to avoid them. After my personal performance today, I do not have to worry about if I would go red today, I need to be jailed. There it was, $90, because it would be a crime to lose that money. So there, I just made a quick $90. Can I still re-enter this trade? Well, what barriers do I have now, right? I'm looking here. Where's the big wall? Look at that big wall, 22. I'm looking at the wrong, got it, looking at the wrong L2. I based my judgment on false information on that last trade. I got lucky. I've had the ES up instead of the NASDAQ. See how much volume this has? See how it's moving now? There's no really any big wall build up here. They're all about the same amount of contracts, right? But when you see them big ones like that, then you can use that to your advantage. Sometimes it may want to act as a magnet and pull downward towards it or upwards. So right now they're all pretty even. So I don't see anything there would excite me. Now if I come back over here to the S&P 500, which has been running flat, right? Again, look what it did. I made them couple trades, and where's it at? Right back where it was at. Boring. Not enough excitement for me. I'm like a crack addict. I got to have that hit of crack, right? I need that rush, right? This is the Russell 2000, a small cap index. Measures the small capitalization companies, the smaller companies. They operate a little bit differently than you will see with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. These are smaller companies people invest in and hope someday they'll be big companies. Doesn't always work. And when they do get big enough, they will move up to, they can move up to the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. Companies move in and get kicked out every quarter. They rebalance things. Do I want to trade this one? Would I trade this one? Yeah, if I get a break and hold. But again, see how these peaked up here? It's just not a very tasty trade, really. It's not that I can't make money. And if you see my line going across here, you can see that that's pretty much I don't have a line there, but there is basically a level there, right? So, yeah. So things are just kind of yucky right now, right? There's nothing really enticing, right? Anyhow, but it's not that I can't make money. I can stay here and load up for this. I'm getting above my 9. What is my investment strategy? I use the break and hold above the 9. Well, right there it is. It's kind of broke the 9, but it doesn't want to break out, right? And in all likelihood, it would probably just go up to here and then stop again, maybe. It's not saying it can't blow through and go to the moon, right? But I would look as far as my profit. I'm going to watch this area and be very concerned and be ready to exit the trade if it does come up here again and pull back. I'll just take whatever it gives me, right? And I would take that trade for that little bit because it's, there's enough juice in that lemon to squeeze it out, right? There's let's just say a 15 tick. What's the Russell pay? I forget already. Russell pays $5 a tick. What's 15 times 5, right? 15 times 5 is 75. If I trade 5 contracts, That's $375, right? That I can make. So just in that little short one candle burst basically is what it is. But as you can see, it didn't. It rejected off there. Now it's going the other way. So that's why you wait for that confirmation candle so this type of thing doesn't happen to you. Again, we're in power hour. Anything could happen. It's almost like the rules don't apply anymore sometimes in the power hour, but you still got to go by it. Stick to your investment strategy. Now, had I come in here earlier and played the coach's 2-minute EWO strategy, basically what that is doing is it's using the Elliott wave oscillator. Oh, what's the Elliott wave oscillator? Well, it was designed by a guy named Mr. Elliott back in the day, and he observed somehow that stocks trade in ups and downs, rolling hills, up and down. And he created a mathematical formula, which I don't pretend to understand, nor do I have any desire to understand how it works. But there's a mathematical thing that takes all this gobbledygook up here, and then it transmits it and forms these hills and valleys. It goes up and down. When it's red, that's a downtrend. When they're green, it's an uptrend. And there's probably 50 different strategies, maybe even more than that, 100 strategies of trading that has been developed using the Elliott wave oscillator. But the one I like and the one I know works because I use it all the time. Matter of fact, first year, that's all I did. It worked so well, I quit using it. That's how good it is. When I first came to American Dream Trading, I embraced the 2-minute EWO trading strategy that Coach teaches us every day on, and I was financially successful. That's about all I did my first year. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know what an L2 was my first year, right? So you don't need all these things. It's just a tool that now I love the L2. I love trading metals and all these small things that move on a slower basis. So if I would have employed coaches, and I'm on a 2-minute chart, that's part of the 2-minute EWO strategy, I would enter during the color change. I would be looking. All right, I can see it's shifting. It's probably going to turn green now. It's going to go to the upside based on this wave, right? So I'll start looking. All right, when I look at this, all right, where's my indicators? Well, there's the 921.55. Yep, they're all behind me. Where's VWAP? Where's the 200 MA? Oh, there they are. They're hiding up there. Well, those are so far away right now, I don't care. Well, it's not that I don't care. I'm not concerned yet until I break up to there, right? Then I got to deal with it. Because when it comes up here, it's most likely going to bounce or at least pause. Overall, that's what's going to happen. Sometimes they'll blow right through it like it ain't there. And the same thing, VWAP is above that. But there's a lot of money to be made between here and there. So I'll deal with that issue when I get there, if it ever does. Again, power hour trade. So, so using Coach's 2-minute EWO strategy, here would be my entry point. There's my first color change bar, and the watered down version says to enter the trade whenever the next bar is larger than the first. That could be the second bar, could be the third, could be the fourth, the fifth, because sometimes they do go flat. Like right here, this one was flat. So you would have never entered this because it was not any of them were larger than the first. So this would be my entry point. I would have entered the trade here. It's a little bit more conservative investment strategy in the fact that it keeps you from going in too early and having the trade potentially go against you. Could I have entered this trade over here and made a few bucks more? Sure, I could have, right? I could have used my break and hold above the 9 strategy that I use all the time, right? And Coach teaches us that, right? He's taught us that. I could have made, all money on these 2 candles. However, by doing so, I'm putting myself at risk because it has not cleared all the key indicators that are on my chart, right? So you'll generally find that these will coincide with a breakout from those areas. It helps you to give you a visual that you can see to give you a good entry. And entry is the key to any trade. So this allows it to, on the wrong candle here, right there. So I would have entered on this candle. So I really actually would have, that would have been a perfect trade because there's the break above that indicator and there's the hold, right? Confirmation candle. Worked just the same way. So I would have entered the same place. And everything here is my entry. I'd have rode that bad boy right up to there and made money just by employing Coach's 2-minute EW strategy. Now, it doesn't tell you when to get out. You can see the ball starting to roll downhill. That's a good indication, right? It's up to you to decide when to get in and when to get out. And you got to look at the big picture. The oversimplified version is you enter when the next bar is larger than the first. And that's going to work for you more often than not. But you also, it's wise to look at where's all my other indicators and be aware of where that's at. So by just entering that, using that simple principle that anybody can understand, even if you didn't know anything else about it, would I made money? Well, yeah, if I was smart enough and got out at the opportune time, right? Which nobody does. Nobody gets in perfectly and exits perfectly. There's 48. We'll just call it 45 ticks. How much is a tick in a Russell, did I say? $5? I don't trade them. Yeah. The Russell is $5 a tick. So I could have made $225 with one little contract. You know, if I'm trading 5, that's $1,125 just by doing what we're trained to do by coach every single day. Play the 2-minute EWO strategy, let your runners run, get out whenever the trade tells you to get out. Well, I don't see anything in there that says sell. You're right, it don't. That's because we don't tell you when to buy and sell. We never will. We're not a call out. You have to understand what all this is telling you. And that's what you gain in knowledge from being part of American Dream Trading, that and everything else that Coach teaches us on, right? This is just one trading strategy. I'm a scalper now at heart. I mean, the first year, this is all I did. First year of American Dream Trading. Like I say, it worked so well, I quit doing it. Does that make any sense? And guess what we're all coming back to now that we're all in the futures and we've been, you know, I'm scalping, I'm in and out. I'm not saying I would in this case, but you know, there was a potential I could take profit every one of these candles on the way up, make 10 trades on the way up, right? Well, that's fine. I made money, right? But I also incurred 5 or 10 transaction costs that I didn't need to do. Or if I follow the 2-minute EWO strategy, which makes more not only common sense, it makes financial sense to do it. Click your mouse once and let your runners run, and then decide when you want to get out, right? I would have only had one transaction cost instead of how scalpers like me will do. They'll say, "Oh, look, I just made $100. I'm taking it out. Oh, look, I made $50. I'm taking it out. Oh, I made 25." Right? And you can get into that rhythm of doing that. And I've showed you that before live, doing that here, paper trading. And I've done that in real life, right? You get into this, you know, especially if I just use these buttons down here, right? You know, I can go in here, sell, short, right? Oh, I see profit. Oh, boom, there it is, $25. Oh, okay. And jump back in. Let me go back in again. Is it still going to go down? Yeah. Come on. Go down. Come on. Oh, there I am, break even, right? You can get in here and you can get into this attitude. Oh, daggone it, I lost $75. You get out. You keep doing that and you get into a rhythm and your brain gets into a rhythm. And the next thing you know, you lost all common sense. You're not evaluating your trades like you should be. So that's the danger of futures, is that you can easily overtrade. Why is that? Because your money's instantly put back into your account, right? As soon as I exit a trade, whether I win or lose, that money goes back into my account, right? So you have to be disciplined not to overdo it. And I'm very susceptible to doing it, especially when things are going up, right? I'll jump in one time too many and lose 30% of what I just gained, right? Those kind of things can happen. Instead of being patient here, now in this case, this is a break. So you kind of went up above the 9. I'm pushing the description here, but there's back down below the 9 and there's a confirmation candle, but that's pushing the thing. It's going to break below the 55. So I should let this trade run, right? Did you see that? It popped to $125 there at one point. Now I'm at 50. And again, you have to decide when you want to get out. And the other danger is you're trading based on what numbers I see flashing in front of me instead of watching my bars. So this is why you should never trade with your profit and loss. And there's a setting up here. And I have this on here just so those of you playing at home can see that I'm not making up numbers, right? But when I am trading during the day, this is what I see. I do this. I turn this tick off, right? I turn that off, and I turn this to ticks also. So I don't see what my real money is. Now, am I fooling myself? Yeah, in a roundabout way. I could do the math in my head. I know the Russell pays $5. I can take 5 times 8. It's 40, right? I bet I'm at 5, so I got 40 times 5, right? But what that does do is it keeps me from looking at this instead of trading the trade that's in front of me. This distracts me. When I took my P&L, quit watching my P&L, my profits went through the roof. They literally did, because I was looking here, looking there, looking here, looking there. Oh, I'm up $50. Oh my God, can I get 100? Is it at 100 yet? Oh, not yet. And I'll look back at what's the candle doing. Then I'll look back over here, right? And you're distracted. You're serving two masters. You're serving your P&L and you're trying to serve what your chart's doing. You can't serve two masters at once, right? It's a recipe for disaster. And not only that, you'll get out of trade sooner because of that, right? Oh, there's $500. That's enough. Oh, I like that $500. That's what I used to make in one day when I worked a 9 to 5, right? We'll rationalize. And now with trading futures, I can jump in and out of this all I want. I can make 10 trades between here and there, right? Lock in my profits, right? And what's it doing now? It's forming a red EWO to the downside. So the best thing is to get in once, let it run, quit incurring costs, let the trade. If I wanted to, I could even shed. I can come up here and I can go up here and say, well, all right, I'm going to lock in some profits. I'm going to sell 3 of them, right? And go up here and click 3, and I can shed 3 of them instantly. Boom. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I was in a short, dummy. I did it backwards. Never mind. All right, let me do that again. Do as I say, not as I do. All right. And that's the mechanic problem. And that happens in real time. You'll click a wrong button and cause yourself to, even though it took profit, it took whatever that said there, right? It sold it off. I didn't want to get completely out. So we'll put our 5 back on here, right? Now there's my stop loss up here to prevent, I'm shorting this, even though I'm going to lose money because it's starting to pop back up. That's not the point. But as you do get into profit, one thing I can do is I can slide my stop down here, right? And what is this stuff popping up? I don't know what that is. I can use my stop to lock in profits as it goes down. You just have to wait till it gets away from you to give room to put that in there. Or I can come up here and I can use Coach's shedding technique, right? I have 5 contracts. I'm up $300. If I want to lock some of that in, what I would do is, because I'm in a short, I have to buy them back. So I can sell, let's just say I want to sell 3 of them. Bang, now I only have 2. I already locked in them profits. That's guaranteed green. They can't take that away from me, right? Well, let's just say it comes down here and pulls back. Usually you shed whenever it pulls back, right? But I can go down here and say, okay, well, that's pretty good money there, Mark. I don't know what it's going to do. Well, I can get rid of one, and then I can let this one run. I guarantee I'm up more than $75 on all those other trades, right? So if this drops down, I can slide this down more, lock in my profits, but there's not enough room there to do that space-wise. Yes, I can do that. I can move this right here. So if this pulls back, I'm guaranteed $25 profit. And as this goes down and gets further away from me, you can use that stop now to lock in your profits. So I can just keep moving this down little by little. You still want to maintain your normal distance that you would, but as it gets down, like right here, see this level here? I'll draw a line there. Even though there's not one on my chart there, there's an imaginary line there because these other ones stop. So I'm like, oh, that might bounce off there, reject off there. So I might want to tighten my stop up a little. Now I'm guaranteed $75. If the thing goes right back up, I'm going to take home $75. But Mark, why don't you take the 105? Why don't you just click that button to take it? Well, I can, right? But it might bounce back down and I would have made more money, right? So in that case, you tighten your stop up and there again, I guaranteed and it did pull up enough that I got my 75. But the time I was talking, I could have clicked that and maybe made a few more bucks, right? But look, see, because I slid my stop down so much, I may have robbed myself of money. Well, time will tell. This could very well come down here. The wick didn't actually touch that line, but it come pretty close. And sometimes close is good enough in hand grenades, right? Hand grenades and day trading. So that's how you do that. Now, that's one way of doing it. I can come over here, and again, I could use the price ladder, which I don't do. I can't even say I'm any good at doing it because I haven't put the effort into it. Why? Because Mark's lazy. Mark likes to do things the easiest way, the least complicated in my eye. So I can come in here and I can use these 2 buttons down here if I want, right? Now, the problem with this is now these will not have stops in there, all right? I don't even know that you can program a stop. I think this is just a pure in and out market buy. There I am. I bought 5 contracts instantly. I could keep my finger on this button down here, and I could exit out just by a simple little movement of my wrist, in and out. There's 25, bang, okay? Do I think it's still going up? I can jump right back in, right? Bang, $25, right? And I can jump back in. Is it going to keep going it, right? Oh, bang. Oh, I clicked too slow and I end up losing money, right? Oh, is it going to go up? Let me see. Let me get it on the pullback. Is it going to go up? Oh, there's 25, bang, right? And I could keep sitting here and do this all day. But what I'm doing is I'm training my brain to get into this rhythm that I shouldn't be in. There's 75. I'm the world's greatest trader, right? You know, are you not
Are you
entertained?
not entertained?
Right?
Are you
And
not
so this is not
entertained?
how to do it. Now you can trade
Is that
however you
why you
want
were
if
here?
it works for you. But the danger is, see that I jumped in there, not paying attention to what's going on. Clearly, there's candles that peaked out right here, some minor area, right? So now I'm stuck in a losing trade. So do I get out of the trade? Yeah, I can come up here and click this and get out, right? I can come in here after the fact, throw a stop loss in, right? Just to, well, maybe it'll bounce back up. Well, let me put a stop down here, right here where these candles peaked, just to see if I get lucky, right? I got hopium. I'm hopium when it comes back up, so I'm not losing money, right? And if it gets green because I made a bad choice by jumping in and out, jumping in and out, in and out, in and out, and that's not a good thing because I'm not evaluating the trade. I'm just getting into a rhythm without really seeing what's going on, right? And that can be very detrimental to your account. And not only that, I traded what, 5 times there, 6 times, so I incurred 6 transaction costs that I didn't need to do. You know, even though you don't actually see the bill for that, it's built in, taken out of your trade. It's still part of your profit and loss. And so the other extra dumb trades that I made there, instead of just making one trade, ate into my overall profit and loss for the day, right? So you want to try to make less trades, right, as much as possible. EWO is great for that. It really helps you to get in and just let it go, right, as much as possible. Does every EWO make you money? Well, no. Nothing. There's no one trading strategy that works 100% of the time. But I can assure you the coach's 2-minute EW strategy works most of the time, right? I ain't going to spew out some, well, we have a 92.34% success rate by using this trading strategy, right? When you hear people spouting off percentages, that's a good time to change the channel, right? So they say, big deal, whoopee ding, right? What they didn't tell you was I'm still down $10,000, right? You know, it's like a guy going betting on the horses, right? He's a degenerate gambler and has lost $500,000 in the last year, and he goes to the track, comes home, tells his wife, "Hey, honey, I made $20,000 on a $2 bet." Right? Well, what about that $500,000 that you lost? Right? That don't prove nothing, right? Well, I made 4 trades today, and they were all good. I made $100. Yeah. Well, what about the 50,000 you lost yesterday? Right? Does that make you successful? No. So, you know, again, just like me, and I got my camera off, never turned back on. Just like me, I'm some random dude on the internet. I can come in here and spout off anything I want to also, right? I can tell you, yeah, I'm the world's greatest trader, or follow me. What kills me now is I see these ones, the big thing on there now is, follow me. I'm the only one that shows you all my trades live as they happen. I'm like, really? I don't know. I could name at least 4 or 5 people besides Coach that do that, right? Now, they ain't showing you everything, but they're you know, there's at least 2 or 3 good ones that kind of do that, right? It's just like they're just trying to hook people in. So all that hype, I don't try to give you any hype. I'm not trying to make this sound easy. It's not easy. Told you today, 95% of people, if 100 of you come in here, statistically, 95 of you are going to fail if you do it on your own. Right now, if you come into American Dream Trading, does that guarantee your success? Absolutely not. We have people come in here literally every day, brand new, think they're going to take the tiger by the tail, and all they end up doing is getting clawed to death, right? They don't listen to Coach. They don't embrace what he's teaching and saying to them. You hear Coach say it all the time, listen to the sound of my voice. There's a reason. The man's got 33 years of experience. He might know what he's talking about, right? Does Coach make successful trades every time he clicks his button? Absolutely not. We've watched him lose. The one day he lost like $150,000, right? And why did Coach lose $150,000? Because he broke his own rules, right? You know, and we ain't afraid to tell him either, right? It's always a joy to watch a teacher don't obey his own rules, right? That's even worse, right? Hey, you were the one to come up with these things based on your experience and you break it. But what does that mean? That just means he's human, right? I break his rules every day. I know better. I've been doing this for 2 years, right? It's not like I don't know what the rules are, but you know, our human frailty, sometimes we just lose sight of what we're doing. And see, I'm in this losing trade because I was clicking in and out, in and out, in and out. Now I'm sitting here with hopium that this comes way back up to a level that it rejected off of before, right? So what am I doing here? Well, I'm hoping it comes up enough that I can cut my losses and not lose as much money. But what's this costing me? It's costing me the opportunity cost of my money, right? I'm sitting here in this losing trade where who knows, you know, gold may be going to the moon, right? Oh, look at that. I could be making all kinds of money right here in gold. That's $10 every tenth that goes up. And that thing has gone up. So there's 13.2 to 14.7. So what's that? That's 8 and 7 is what? 15. I could have made $150 a contract on that one right there. Well, I'm sitting over here because I was trading like a wild person, right? I'm trying to. What happened there? Which one was I on? Was it that one? Must have stopped me out, huh? Whatever trade I was in. Am I still in it or not? Nope. Well, I looked away, it stopped me out. So that was the best thing that ever happened to me. It stopped me out, right? It pulled back enough. Well, which one was I in? NQ? RTY. Must have been RTY. So best thing that happened to me is my stopped me out. Now I can move on with my life, right? But I lost a lot of money. I think it was $400 is what my stop said. So not only did I lose the opportunity cost, I could have had that money over here trading gold, right? That's not hardly ever moving very little because it's the end of the day. And the metal sector doesn't trade all that much, right? So now I could have made $150 a contract. And if I'm trading 5 of those, you do the math, right? So not only did I lose that money that I could have made, I lost $400 on top of it by making dumb decisions. So that's part of the training and education that you get here is to help remove some of those barriers to your profits if you'll just listen to the sound of Coach's voice. Let's see. Was there any questions up there? Let's see. Mark says he's a crack addict. Yes. Sorry, I didn't see that till just now. I was concentrating on throwing money away down here. Yes, I did all right today. Oh, we had Coach in here says we had another $1 million plus in profits today for our community. Those are just the ones that people talked about, adding them up together, over 1 million. What other community does that? By the way, if I haven't mentioned it lately, just because you were kind enough to show up here and watch today, we will give you 25% off of your futures membership if you buy during this broadcast, right? Between 2 and 4. You must use the promo code MARK at checkout. So when you go to our website, AmericanDreamTrading.com, and you'll go through the processors that processes our payments, which is the WAP system is what, so don't freak out when you see the word WAP. They're the back end processing of all our credit card payments. We don't have an American Dream Trading moderator sitting there writing down your credit card numbers, right? And it's a third party independent that takes care of that for us. Just like it does when you swipe your credit card at a store and buying a pair of jeans, right? There's a third party that's managing that for them. Again, all your stuff is totally private. We don't see any of that. So when at checkout, you must enter the promo code MARK at checkout. Once you apply that, put that code in there, the word MARK, M-A-R-K, and hit apply, you will see that the cost is automatically reduced 25%. Of course, the largest percentage was to be if you bought an annual membership, you get 25% off your annual membership. It's 25% off your first payment. So if you annually, that's one payment, you get 25%. If you're doing semi-annually, in other words, 6 months, there's 2 of them in a year, 2 6 months. So you would get 25% off your first 6-month payment. The second 6 month would renew at its normal cost. Same way with the quarterly and the monthly, you would get 25% off that. So it's a good deal without the 25% off. It's even better with it. Why not take advantage of it and come in and further your education? We also have a what do they call that? Buy one, get one kind of deal. We have the VIP program. If you buy the 6 months, we will give you VIP gold add-on for an additional for 6 months also at the same time. That is probably our best overall training program. It's a top tier. Gets you the most training per day, 12 hours live on a Zoom call from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And also on Saturdays, we have training also. So check that out, which best work for you. If you were asking me, what should I buy, Mark, futures or the VIP gold? Quite honestly, as much as I'd love to have you here, I think you need as much training as you can get. And for the value of that, you would be a lot further ahead to get the extensive training that the VIP/VIP gold membership levels provide you. That will give you overall training on everything. Now, so you understand, the crypto membership and the futures memberships are basically standalone memberships, right? You don't have access to 12 hours of training from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. on a live Zoom call like you would with the VIP. Now, our paid members do receive 20 hours minimum training each week. Plus, we have in our Discord for our paid members, we have a live futures chat in there where we can discuss our trades, and we can trade 23 hours per day, basically Sunday night through Friday afternoon. It is closed on Saturday, reopens on Sunday night at 6 Eastern. So we can get in there and discuss things, but literally 24 hours a day, right? What we see. Again, we're not in there telling each other what to buy or when to sell. That's illegal, right? We don't do that kind of stuff. But we do discuss trades, or somebody will say, hey, look at gold. Even, somebody will, oh, yeah, hey, that. Then you go over there and make your own decision. So, David, got your hand up. Comment, question, sir. Yeah, well, you have to do the opposite of what you did to get into the trade to get out of the trade, right? So I was in a short. So to get out of a short, I have to buy it back. I have to do the opposite action. Okay. So that's what you saw. So, it's easier for our brain to wrap around. When we want something, we buy it. When we don't want it anymore, we put it up for sale on eBay, right? Very simple concept. I want to buy to the upside, I'm going to buy it. And when I don't want it anymore, I'm going to sell it, right? Well, you have to do the inverse when you're trading, when you're shorting. Oops, I got in that trade by clicking the button. So there we go. I just sold that off, made $10 by accident, right? So when you short something, you are selling the short, right? You're borrowing essentially you're borrowing something, right? You're going to borrow it at a high price, at a high price, and hope it goes down lower, and that way that's how you make your money, right? I got it up here. So shorting is just the opposite. It's the inverse. So to get into a short, or if you were in stock options, you would do, puts. It's a little bit different in the mechanics, but it's the same. So if I'm shorting it, I'm saying I think the price is going to go down. So I go in here and I buy my whatever. We'll just say 5, right? Doesn't matter. Again, it's paper. It's actually going up. So there it is. It says -5. That shows you I'm in a short position. Okay. Now, also, I am saying this is going to go down. How do I lose money if I'm shorting? The price goes up, right? It goes up green instead of, if it goes up, I'm going to lose money because I already said I'm betting this price is going to go down. As you can see, I'm losing money because now it has increased above the price that I paid for it. So now I'm losing money. It's the inverse. How do I lose money when I'm going up on a long? Well, if the price drops, right? If it drops down and goes red, I lose money that way. So it's just the inverse. So you got to wrap your mind around that a little bit. It's a little bit different. And my stop losses also are to protect my downside. What's my downside on a short? If the price increases, right? If it comes up here and increases, I'm going to lose money. Now it went back down. Now I'm up $300 that quick, right? Because the price is below where I bought it. I'm shorting. I'm betting this price is going to go down. Now, I didn't think about it before I bought it. I'm just showing you, right? So the way you lose money on a short is if the price goes up, which we saw happen in real time. So that's why your stop will always be above where you bought it at on a short, right? So I can get out of this trade, click that button, bang, right? So now if I'm going to buy long, it's just the inverse of that, right? So there we go. There's my stop. My stop is below where I'm betting that this is going to go up. How do I lose money when I'm betting it's going to go up? It goes down, right? Price goes down. So that's why your stop is below where you bought it, because you want to protect how far it can go down. You want to protect your downside. So the downside when you're buying a long position, saying I think it's going to go green, would be below, because how do you lose money when it goes red on you, right? So you protect that. That's why it's down here. So in the inverse, the way you lose money on a short is if the price goes up, right? So there's why you have to protect yourself against the price going up, so it stops you out, right? Okay. Yeah, the way you see that, you look here. If it says negative, that's the way you know you're in a short. Okay. So you see that -5, right? Now if I'm in a long, in other words, I think it's going to go green. It doesn't. It just has the 5, right? There's no plus there. It just says 5. Okay. So that's how you know. Yeah, you can exit. That's one way to exit the trade. I can come over here and do the same thing. I can sell those 5 the same way and go bang, and it closes it that way. I can actually, I can even come over here and click these buttons to close it. So there's multiple ways to do the same thing. Personally, over 90% of the time, I'm over here. I didn't do. I keep my finger on here. It's a small. Now the problem with that, and it's happened to me many times, and I probably shouldn't do it this way, because if you keep having the same issue on a regular basis, you need to engineer that issue out, right? Because that's such a small target to hit. If I move my hand, and I've done it multiple times, I'll be watching my candles over here, and I'm like, oh, it's coming up onto a double bottom, and you're gonna pull back, right? And I don't know why I'm looking at it. I drifted a little bit. I'll click sell, and then it doesn't do anything, right? Because I didn't hit that little tiny X, right? So it's not an issue if you don't move your hand, if you pay attention to what you're doing. But how much easier it would be for me to have this loaded up with this big button, right? And I go bang. See that? I got a lot more leeway, right? Does that make probably a little bit more sense, right? So, but if in David, one of our moderators, David, he's, he was in the business world too, and among other things, and I'd say he's got an engineering mind. He likes to evaluate things and deep dive and tear things apart and figure out how it works and test things. Matter of fact, he's one of our back testers. We write we're working on our Coaches 3.0 indicators right now. He's back testing it. He's making sure things will work and debugging things. Is he a computer programmer? No. He knows enough to get by on coding, but he's not a coder, right? This is a code. That's all this is a script, right? This is Coaches 2.0 indicator that comes with paid memberships through the VIP Gold, the crypto, and the futures membership. This does not come with the lower level premium. But he takes it apart. He loves it. He thrives. Those people with engineering minds thrive on data, right? They look at things. He's proven out Coaches 2-minute EWO strategy every day for the last 2 years. He even presented statistics when he did like 100 trades. I think it was 96 trades. He's like, hey, Coach, I've been testing this on my own. Guess what? His results were, this thing works. And he gave facts and figures, how many were good, how many failed, how many broke even, those kind of things, which was really nice. I think that really helped our community as a whole. Why? Because it's one thing to have one guy you might as well say he's the salesman of the strategy, right? This is what he's developed over time. It's one thing to have the guy that's telling you about it, trying to sell you the idea that this works. But to have somebody else, like a member or somebody do it on their own without being asked, come back and say, hey, this thing really works, right? Well, it's Coach's response. Well, of course it does. I developed it, But it gives it more, authenticity because somebody else did it. I know it works too because that's the only thing I did for the first year. Like I say, it worked so good, I quit doing it. I'm going to get back to it. And we've been talking about that very thing because Ange is a scalper also, and she's got it into the same thing that I'm dealing with. Over trading, you get into many trades, not letting the runners run. And so she took her a couple tries, but now she loves the EWO. She's killing it, making all kinds of money, right? I let my runners run today, but was I actually doing an EWO? It turned into one, but I really wasn't. I'm doing the break and hold above the 9. So that's still part of a scalping strategy, right? Where I'd be better off physically and mentally committing to doing the actual EWO. So it takes patience for that. One of the things that Mark has trouble with, patience. I have so little patience, I would never make it as a doctor. So anyway, so we do have that 25% off membership available today. You must use the code MARK, M-A-R-K, at checkout. Make sure you click apply. You'll see it once you click apply that it will take 25% off. Also, check out our other memberships. First thing you should actually do is go over there and grab our free Discord at AmericanDreamTrading.com. It's free, always has been free, always will be free. Get you instant access to our stock lounge. You can communicate with other stock traders in there and ask questions. There's a free education area in there that has resources that are not available on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading, for you to look at. There's discounts, and you can make out help desk, quick tickets, ask questions, yada, yada. There's a lot of things that keep you busy for a long time just for free. And feel free to ask questions. If you want to ask me a question, all you got to do is say, hey, Mark, and I'll answer your question. There's always somebody roaming the hall around there 24 hours a day. As a matter of fact, I would challenge you to ask a question in the middle of the night and see how long it takes you to get your question answered. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So anyway, use that checkout code MARK at the checkout page on whatever memberships you decide to go. I do highly recommend the VIP Gold, even though as much as I would love to have you come over here in futures. And if you want to come just straight to futures, that's fine too. We'll welcome you with open arms, right? But the best thing to do really is to get the education. That's what we thrive on doing here. And it would be to your overall benefit in career as a trader to get as much education as you can and have as many resources available to you. It is actually mind-blowing. It's mind-numbing, the things that we have here. You're only seeing the tip of the iceberg here with these live broadcasts, right? We're not going to deep dive into subjects, right? I'm showing you that I'm not hiding anything. There's nothing secretive about what we do. We're not a secret society or anything like that, but there's only so much you can cover in a live broadcast in 2 hours, right? It's kind of hard to take one subject and talk about it for 2 hours when we're not able to really interact. You know what I mean? Somebody asks me a question by typing it in. It's a limited interaction between us, right? David, go ahead. You got your hand up.
All right, one more question. For the paper trading account,
Uh-huh.
to be able to practice it, do I need to I know that we got to pay for the L2
Mhm.
at one point, or is that only when you decide to start like practicing real money, or?
Well, if you want to, you don't have to have real-time data, but you don't. What the problem is when you click your data, your candles are going to be 10 minutes behind, and it'll be a very frustrating experience. Now, if you just want to paper trade literally on a piece of paper, you don't have to have real-time data. You can just say, okay, I would get in here. Look, what was that number at when I got in? This is where I'm getting out. What was that number? That kind of defeats the whole purpose. You're not learning mechanics. Yeah, just get the least expensive, get the L1 data. You can use that for paper trading, right? And if and if you're not an L2 expert, don't know how to trade, make money with the L2, there's no sense paying for the L2. The L2 is almost $40 a month, right? I'm paying for it, but I guarantee you I make more than $40 a day using it, right? I make more than that in one trade using it, right? But if you don't know how to use this, there's no sense wasting your money on these additional things spinning around on your screen, right? So there's no reason for it. So just get the L1. That'll give you the live data. That way it executes trades in real time. But make sure you get the education first as much as you can get, and then apply. Go ahead and do the paper trading. Just don't fund an account until you're ready to go. The L1 will cost you approximately $11 a month. The L2 is almost 40. Well, it is 40 something with taxes. I think it says $38, but there's taxes involved and everything else. So I'll just say it 40. So,
All right, thank you, Mark.
yes, sir. Thank you for everybody being here today. I hope you have a great weekend. Take time to relax and rejuvenate. Take time to hang out with friends and family, enemies, whoever it is you like hanging out with. Do something for your community. Most of all, anybody that you would happen to come in contact with face to face. You really don't know what that person's going through. They may have a big smile on their face, but inside they may be full of pain and sorrow. You don't know, anguish. You may be the only person that they come in contact with that can cheer them up, put a smile on their face, lift up their spirits. So try to leave a positive, lasting impression on everybody that you come into contact with. Bless them. Do whatever you can do, but leave a good impression, right? First impressions are usually lasting impressions, right? So leave a good one. I thank you for being here. We are live 3 times a day. Coach is live from 9 to 11 Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. I am live here Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. And then we have the aftermarket show with our very own Don, who's live starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time tonight over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. Check it out. Tell Dawn I sent you. Tell her I said hi. Tell her you had the best time of your life here that you've ever experienced. Anything you could say with mentioning my name, Mark McSee. She likes to hear my name. So feel free to go over there and type that into the chat box over there at our American Dream Trading show called The Aftermarket. They have a good time over there. You can ask questions and trading questions there also. And you can even join the panel and open up your mic. And if you want, even open up your camera and talk in real live time. You don't have to type nothing if you don't want to. So anyway, we are live those 3 times. Upon the feed is over, they're immediately available over on our YouTube channel for review at your leisure. Thank you all for being here. Have a great weekend. We will see you Monday, same time, same bat channel. See ya.